Buenos dias, fuckers. It is now Monday morning. It's coming up to 8 o'clock. On Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, I was here. I tried to keep things exactly as they were at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. The only difference is I've put a chair there. I put the esky back on the table because that was gone. Now all I need is... Oh, come on, don't do this to me. The reason I'm here, it is now, there we go, it's now 7:30. No, it's closer to 8 o'clock. Now, all right. Now you guys will have to go back to the Saturday morning and see where it is, right? So I'm zooming out. Now look. Right. This is 48, right, she's come right out now. This is 48 hours after I was here on more than 48 hours. It was 6 o'clock, oh no, yeah, 6 o'clock, it's now 8 o'clock. Right, there's the moon there. It's gonna get covered up. I was lucky, I came out before to do it, and yeah, I had a bit of trouble with the clouds. Usually I can boss them about, but somebody's obviously clamping down on us moving the clouds whenever we want. 48 hours. 7:30 was the low tide. It's now 8 o'clock, so low tide. And the moon, high tide, I've read up that the moon is approximately between 30 to 50 minutes ahead of the high tide. It's the usual. There's nothing concrete about what they say anywhere. It's all a bit here and it's all a bit there. Those who believe it will find excuses and reasons for why it's there. It is not having anything to do with the tides, okay? I am being objective here, okay? I'm bang on in a neutral position, right? Clouds covered it up. You can see, you have to go back to Saturdays, 6 in the morning, where I go up, boom, 48 hours later, the high tide, low tide was at 7:30. On Saturday, it was at 5:45. 48 hours. See where that moon was? It doesn't look that different to me. I keep thinking about all of this, right? I've been a round earther all of my life. Not that it was drummed into me, but I just thought it was round, okay? It's only been, like I say, 5-6 years. I heard the first rumblings of a flat earth. Initially I thought, what? Come on, away with you. But always kept an open mind. Have to. In this day and age, you close your mind and stick to your beliefs, it's trouble. Because if you are proven wrong, or it gets close to being proven wrong, it can be catastrophic for the ego, right? How do I put this? Right. I can put myself in everybody's shoes here, okay? I feel personally right now that the flat earthers have more ammunition to mix things up than the round earthers. Why do I say that? Hey flat earther, what round earther? Let me prove to you that planet Earth is round. Go for it, round earther. NASA's pics, blue marble, the blue dot, that kind of stuff. Round earther, stop it. What? They went to the moon. Round earther, please put them on the desk. All right, I'll put the photos on the desk. In that case, let me prove to you by the tides, the moon. The moon orbiting planet Earth, it's bringing the tides up. Is it, round earther? Sure is. What's that up there, round earther? Isn't that the moon that is supposed to be in the sky when it is high tide, round earther? Okay, flat earther, you kind of have me on that one. So I'll put the gravitational stuff that kind of proves it would have been round, but so I'll put that with NASA's pics. Anything else, round earther? The science, flat earther. What science, round earther? Which bit of the science are you talking about? I am being objective, okay? The one that clearly demonstrates planet Earth is round because of presumption. Round earther. Seriously? What have you got for me, flat earther? How does the water stay on the planet? Okay, spinning at 1,000 and something 1,000 miles per hour, just over, orbiting the sun at 108,000 miles an hour. So spinning at 1,000 something miles an hour at the same time as we're orbiting the sun at 108,000 miles an hour, at the same time as the sun is doing one as well. So what do you say to that, round earther? Well, the atmosphere, the water is staying on the planet because of gravity. Gravity, that's science that I wanted to talk to you about, gravity. But the moon is not pulling on the tides, round earther. Fair enough. What else have you got, flat earther? I have got the no moon attracting the tides. We have a mystery with the high tides all being on the north of the planet when they should be equatorial. Cannot get away from that one, round earther. Yeah, I know. What else? We have no bodies, no of the other bodies of water on this planet are moving. A bit like what you see up here now when it's low tide instead of high tide, round earther. Okay, fair enough. Look, I feel that the round earthers, it's being pushed too much. The round earth is being pushed too much science. That isn't making sense for me. There is too much, look, speed of light. I am not having it. I am not having it. This is where I'm at. That is a fact. There's no delay during a solar eclipse, right? Now, gravitational waves, do they not travel at the speed of light? Yeah, 1.3 seconds from the moon. Gravitational waves, 1.3 seconds from the moon, light. Now, what happened there? What happened to the 1.3 seconds? Round earther, I'm not taking sides. I'm being objective, right? If I was a flat earther, this is what I would be saying. The round earther, presumption, the science, Newton, gravity, gravitational waves. There is this string of people presuming, people saying, if you don't mind me quoting You, Simon Dan, we have centuries and centuries of studies. You think you do. It's presumption. The bickies, the jar of the cookies, is here with us now. Now at the moment, do you want another one, flat earther? Nom nom nom. No round earther. It is the way it is. I feel that the flat earthers have more ammunition to throw at this than the round earthers. All of this science, I know for a fact that the speed of light is absolute. Why? Because I can see the freaking sun and the moon, whether it's up the road or 150 million kilometers away. That is beside the point now, right? This is what you have to think about as well. When I say I'm objective, I have never in my life, I'm being honest, considered religion as a thing. Never. It's just not my thing. I've always had to believe in myself, okay? But that is beside the point. I grew up in Spain, very religious. I just couldn't get into it. It was not my thing. My mates used to go to church. Loads of my mates used to go to church on a Sunday, and I used to wait outside for them. And all of the parents were going, oh no, he's outside. Oh no, our kids are going to end up. I just couldn't get into the church thing. All of these years later, now this is an open mind for you. All of a sudden, not only would it be illogical to close the door on a flat earth, I'm fully aware of where this thing could lead all of my life. Now, we're nowhere near there yet, right? I'm not going to deny that I'm just not a very religious person. I find it a little bit, because of the sexual abuse and that. It doesn't sit well with me for many reasons, okay? It just all, But that isn't a reason to disbelieve. Maybe those people find themselves in a position where, what I'm saying is, the flat earth, where is it going? Where is it going? Firmament? I have to leave the doors open, right? Never had it fully closed, but now I've got it fully open. The key's out of the door, and I've got a shoe so it doesn't close by accident. The round earth, it's always been open because it's what I always believed. I just feel like the science is too much pressure, too many things, too many science things, too many this. He did that, he did that, he did that, he did that, he did that. No she's, you notice that. He did that, he did that. All of these studies, all back in the day. And I know that Roma didn't, and that was the first nudge at relativity in the 1955 book, Saturn's moons. See, it's all of these things. Round earthers, if you cannot open this door slightly, it would be a tragedy to stick with the things that you believe because you were taught them yourself, and you are not willing to do your own stuff, or at least listen to the arguments. You have to listen to the arguments. It's illogical not to. It's primitive not to. You can't afford not to, just in case. Everybody, nah, the science, it's all sorted. No. How naive are we? The trust of the innocent is one of the liar's most valuable tools, right? It really is. Let's do the extra bit. I was going to do this a bit later on, but look, we're here, 6:14. It's probably going to go on for half an hour. See you later, Luna. Maybe you should think of moving on, Moon, because you need to make it high tide somewhere else. You keep making it low tide here. Right. Right. This is me. This is me. What am I doing? I tell you what I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm not really the type of person to just believe what people say. Definitely not. Definitely not. Because this is wrong. Yeah, but. No, but. No, but. So, we're dealing with gravity, aren't we? We are dealing with gravity. Is it or isn't it? These are two magnets, two powerful magnets. So, again, I've been having a play. Two magnets. There is one way of looking at gravity, right? Gravity could be magnetism, but without the repelling, couldn't it? I don't mean repelling down a wall. Like repelling. Oh, this kind of repelling. Oh, you think I'm exaggerating? I'm not. See what I mean? Now, this is about the moon. These things are lethal, right? The moon and Earth. It isn't logical. The things that they say with the tides and the bulge and everything else. It is not logical. If the moon and Earth were in a contest, this is what I mean, right? This is the only way of working these things out. I know I don't need to do this. It's like the Galileo needing to go up the hilltop and stuff like that with an assistant. I know what's going to happen, right? Because I play with this stuff. Now, magnets. Here's another thing. These magnets, right? Ow! I keep hitting that. I tell you what, if I haven't hit that thing a dozen times, these magnets... Look, got this hanging up here, and I keep banging my head on it. Now, these magnets, I bought like 100 of them. I can't remember. They were pretty cheap. Timu. Now, north, right? See, north is that way. See that? It's not these. These will make a difference. Like if I move this away, see that? It will go to north. Keeps going to north. What I found, obviously if you have a stack of them like this, then it's a little bit more difficult. But when you have two's the best one, when you just have two, right? You have to excuse my hands, I've been drawing all night. You have two, they just aim for north every time. See? Now, let's do the moon thing. The moon attracting planet Earth and planet Earth attracting the moon. Now we could class that as planet Earth, and this will be, look, those magnets right now, see how the little two, there's a Oh no, it's turning north again. Here we go. Ready? So what we're going to do, this is going to be the moon trying to attract Earth, right? Is Earth going to move? Of course not. It doesn't matter how you look at this. This thing where they say the moon is pulling equally as Earth is pulling equally on the moon. I mean, these are insults to people's intelligence. And I have to keep saying it in the hope that a few people start, thinking about these things. But this is Earth. It's obviously what's going to happen. It's obvious, isn't it? Earth is not going to go flying towards it. It will come to Earth. Now this is about that. Oh, fucking hell. This is about what they say. Now, how on earth is the moon moving away from planet Earth at 3.8 centimeters every year? This is another one. Anybody who knows they didn't go to the moon knows there are no reflectors up there. They didn't go to the moon, slam dunk. They did not go. It's ridiculous. So knowing that, everything is connected, okay? If one didn't happen, the way these dominoes are stacked, if one didn't happen, let's say for example, this is logic, common sense. Apollo 10, it went up there in May 1969 to take the photos for Neil and that. May 1969, went up there. Where's Earth? Oh, I'll take it off because of the magnet. Earth is here, right? Got there, dropped to about 7 miles or 7 kilometers, stopped. How does that happen? Come on. Stopped. They took the photos, zipped back up, hooked up with the command capsule, and made it back home. How on earth? See, this is the thing. This is the thing. How? The thrust in a vacuum, where did they get that much fuel? They hadn't ever done this stuff. They were 7 miles up. You tried taking a picture to land on this planet from 7 miles up in 1969. There are so many reasons. So many reasons. I keep saying that Buzz keeps saying to the world, was always saying, I've seen about 5, 6 different bits of footage, proper bits of footage, when he made it quite clear that they didn't go. When I mention this, people say, no, that's wrong. He chased somebody away because they were hassling him about it. You've obviously missed loads and loads of footage over the years of Buzz saying, listen, we didn't go. What was the most dangerous part of it, Buzz? Dangerous? We didn't go. A little girl asked him. How can people not see this? Is it denial? If something comes up that says they didn't go, Buzz admits all. Do you close it and turn your back to it? That's not wise, right? That is just denial. They didn't go, so I know they didn't go. It means there are no reflectors. That is the main reason they know planet Earth is moving away. The moon is moving away from us at 3.8 centimeters every year. There are no reflectors. Even if there were, you've seen what happens. It's give or take, it's the same as gravity, all right? Just that there's no repelling. It's the same as gravity. There is never going to come a time when the moon is going to skip town. is there. Right, have I got one left? Yeah, a couple here. It's the same story. What's going on there? It was a bit heavier. Never going to happen, folks. It's illogical on so many fronts. Look at the magnets, look. They will never ever stop moving. Like they're like this, they just never ever stop moving. They've got north to deal with, but they've got themselves. Right? So Newton, have you read up on Newton online? There's stuff about him. This is my 1961, right? Here's the thing. My 1961s are my go-to books, right? Encyclopedia. The Book of Popular Science. This book 3, look at this, right? Over the last few years, look, on the nature of light. But this is where the crew hangs out. Kepler, Huygens, 1690. He presented this theory to the public in his treatise on light, 1690. But he had worked out its details long before. He held that the different points of a wavefront or wave crest of light set up an infinitely numerous series of secondary waves. These secondary waves reinforce each other after a time and produce a new wavefront. Other secondary waves arise, and these result ultimately in still another wavefront. Thus, light is propagated. A load of rubbish. Don't forget, 1690. 200 years before a lamp. 200 years before electricity. It's like, hello. This book does me. Look at all the underlines I've done. Look. It's all of them. It is all of them. What's that one there? He came to the conclusion that the farther the Earth was from the satellite, the longer it took light rays reflected from the satellite to reach the Earth. That was it. That was Jupiter. There we go. See it? And its orbit was moving away from Jupiter. Now that was Roma. But in the 1955 book, it's there. In the 1955 book, that's 1961. So in between 1955 and 1961, somebody obviously went, I think we need to change this to Jupiter. Now, is it this one? Yes, it is. Oh, no, it isn't. All right, hang on. They're all together. Might as well do it because some people might not have seen it. I know it's horseradish. I know it's horseradish. But again, for so many reasons. Right, light. Don't do this to me now. Look, I'm going to pause this because I don't want to waste time. I'll be right back and find the other book. Okie dokie, we are back. Right, light. I read this the other day. Right? 1955. This, if you haven't got books, you are at the mercy. Right? In 1955, light is something which travels very quickly. Old Roma, 1644 to 1710, showed that light does not travel instantaneously, and he made quite a good estimate of its speed by noting discrepancies in the predicted and actual times at which Saturn's moons became eclipsed. Now, If people cannot work out that that never happened with Jupiter, right? I mean, but in the 1955, that is your sign that they were already planning on relativity. Slam dunk. They were already planning on it. And between 1961 and, what was the other one? 1961, not between 1955 and 1961, somebody woke up and went, shit, Saturn no good, let's make it something more believable. And you've got all of the others. That's right, and follow on from that, there's a bit where they talk about Fitzo, and they say Fitzo, between Roma and Fitzo, nobody else tried to measure it, right? Because Fitzo was the first person who found it possible to measure the speed of light on Earth, in Earth, without using anything external. The people with the mirrors, the Foucault, the Arago, they weren't mentioned in the 1955, but later on they were added. There's so many names that have done it. It's the rapid fire effect, I call it. So many, it seems illogical to question. But that is when you question. None of them have any substance to them. It's a fact. So, this is where I'm at. That's kind of the story up until now. I understand, I'm being objective, I understand both arguments. Both arguments. I cannot even, it's insane to think the flat thing from where I'm standing, because it leads to something else, doesn't it? It leads to something else, something that I have forever just about had the door closed on. The Bible, God, religion. I haven't seen signs of it in my life. But was I looking? It's the same I could say that I had never seen signs of a flat earth, because I wasn't aware of it. I was aware of the God thing. I have never seen signs of it. People say, oh, the planet's perfect, it's beautiful. That is God. It is what it is. How do we know? It's a planet. See, these are the questions, aren't they? Where do we come from? Big Bang. Big Bang. Big Bang. Light is absolute. For me, this has always been a monster. Always been a monster. Newton, the prism, light, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I don't like it, and here we are. Gravity, it's him again. See how all of my roads lead to Mr. Newton, and I don't believe a word. I think it's a load of crap. There is no evidence anywhere for any of it. Everybody presumes. You've shut the door on everything else. You've closed your minds. I'm talking to the round earthers here. Totally closed your minds, and you just laugh, don't you? That's your thing. You laugh at anybody who contradicts what you believe. It's wrong. I've proved so much of this stuff wrong already, but you always find excuses. Listen, I'm not picking on you flat earthers, I'm being straight down the middle. Nobody has had a bigger shock than me, right? But I stay objective, so it doesn't hurt me like it hurts you guys. All of you, the majority, sticking together, laughing at everybody else. But what you don't understand is it's just presumption. 200-300 years ago, these people have done this stuff. Can you not see? It's so ridiculous. Don't know if it's going to end up being flat. What I do know is there are more arguments, pound for pound, for the flat earthers. There are. Water on the planet, upside down, spinning at 1,040 miles an hour, as the sun, as we're hurtling around the sun at 108,000 miles an hour, with the moon tailing close behind, and they say dragging Earth with it. Look, it's a common sense issue, okay? If you refuse to think for yourselves, somebody will think for you. Knowledge, other people's knowledge, it's not your own knowledge. You must understand this. You've been told that everything has been sorted out. Shoulders of giants. You don't need to know all about the intricacies in thrust in a vacuum. Newton sorted it with his third, didn't he? So all of this stuff. I remember when I used to question the thrust in a vacuum. That was one of my first gigs. The abuse. Everybody's answer. Don't be ridiculous. Newton's third. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That is people's explanation for how thrust, how rockets, retroblasters, that's how we slow down to get to the moon. So, I'm counting to 10. I'm not going to throw anybody off the bus driver quit. I have to get another bus driver. It's difficult. I've tried driving myself and throwing people off the bus, but I had to stop the bus and it wasn't the same. Still used to throw them out, and before they could untie themselves, because I had them hogtied, I jumped back into the driver's seat and just get them. One of them got away, but can you imagine getting off? Bang, 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 bang. Look, I'm just messing about. All right, folks, look, I think that's about it for now. The moon has nothing to do with the tides. That means gravity is... Now the round earthers will be going, no, you'll justify it. How? How? High tides, all up here, north. The moon is orbiting the equator. It isn't logical. None of the other bodies, water bodies, are shifting, unless they're connected to oceans like the Mediterranean, and even then, very, very slightly. It is not logical. Tell you what, you guys have a go at my common sense. Common sense and logic, just like that. It's so easy to use common sense and logic. If something doesn't add up, question it a few times, you know it's impossible, you know that there's no delay during a solar eclipse, but still, you think you find one. Still waiting for the logical explanation. It's a Scotch shop. Right, I'm going to have my hot chocolate and coffee, and hopefully make some headway with this today. I just, no other reason than there's no better way to learn something than hands-on. See, I'm already making all the places that I've flown to, It's all in my head. I've been there. If I went that way, why would they go that way? See, it's because I've been to loads of these places, I can relate. I'm enjoying it. Whether it ends up being or not being. I like it. Could always get AI to print one out for me, couldn't I? All right, folks, see you later. Bye.